Hi, my name is Monica Super Duffy, and I am so glad that you're here today with me. We are going to have a 60-minute Hatha Yoga class. And in this class, we're going to just roll through our poses slowly with intention. And these poses are going to be longer holds. And we're going to focus on alignment as well as your breath and awareness. Awareness of your body, uniting it with spirit and with your mind. Our theme is Your Body is a Temple, inspired by yogic teachings of svadhyaya or self-study. And in addition to that, the First Corinthians verse around your body being a temple and the spirit being within your body. So with that, I am also just going to ask that you grab any props that you need. Got blocks here, a strap, bolster, a blanket, whatever you need, because this is really going to be supportive of you and your body always. I want you today to not try to fix anything, rather just listen and be present in your yoga practice. Honor today your own reverence, deep listening within, and honoring that connective tissue that holds you together, that which is your fascia. All right, so we're going to start in this Supta Baddha Konasana. So the balls of your feet together for our centering practice. And then you're going to just slowly bring yourself down to your mat. And then just start to breathe in from your belly, allowing everything to flow up through your chest and your rib cage, allowing the lungs to expand on the inhale. And then allowing that breath to slowly just release out of the mouth. Finding peace in this present moment, connecting with your true self. We'll just practice this three-part breathing now, called Dirga Pranayama. So just go ahead and place one hand over your navel. Maybe it's your left hand. And then perhaps just bring the other hand, your right hand, onto your rib cage. And we're just going to start to breathe in 3 breaths. And just notice that filling up of the belly. And then reaching up towards the rib cage, up through your chest, and allowing it to just flow out of the mouth. Good. Now we're just going to focus on filling up through the belly. So expanding the belly. And then breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and let it all out. And this time we're going to just find that rib cage, breathing for 4 counts. Inhaling, noticing your rib cage expand, 2, 3, 4, and then exhale slowly out. And perhaps this time bringing that left hand up to your chest above your heart on the left side. We're going to just breathe in for a count of 4, noticing the breath sitting up into our chest. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Good. We're going to do that again, bringing our left hand down to our navel, focusing just the breath onto your belly. Inhaling, the belly expands. 2, 3, 4. Exhale out, this time with your mouth closed. Good. And on this next breath, we're going to focus in on the rib cage and the lung expansion. Breathe in. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, allowing in the lungs to just contract back down. Remember, this time we're breathing in through the nose and breathing out of the nose. And next, we're going to bring our left hand over our chest on that left side, really focusing our attention on coming up to the chest with our inhales, breathing in, hold, 2, 3, 4, and release on the exhale, close mouth. Good. And just take some normal breaths now. Yoga pranayama helps to calm the nervous system, expand our lung capacity, and it can also help reduce your blood pressure. Good. Just breathing in and breathing out now. Our pranayama practice or breath practice will oftentimes help us bring ourselves into the present moment. Good. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth. Good. And on your next inhale, you just bring your knees to touch. Exhale, bringing them into your chest. And then just gently rock side to side along your lower back. You can release your head down to the mat. And just gently rock side to side, side to side. Perhaps rolling your ankles. If it feels better to just be still rather than rolling on your back and just roll the ankles, you can do that. And then just switch sides. If you've been going in one direction, go ahead and roll the ankles in the other direction. Good. And then bringing yourself over to your side body, cushioning your hands with your head and closing your eyes if that feels good for you. If it doesn't, you can keep them open. Just setting an intention now for your practice in this side lying child's pose. Something that's going to help you stay present in this practice with svadhyaya, with awareness. Maybe it's my body is my temple, or maybe it's something else. Just find whatever that word or phrase is, your intention, and say it to yourself 3 times. To yourself, or maybe you say it out loud, whatever feels best and right for you in your practice. And then when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes, transitioning yourself up and coming up to your tabletop position at the front of your mat. And then we're just going to come into some gentle cat and cows. Inhaling, lower the belly, lift the heart. Perhaps bring your gaze upward. And then exhale, do just the opposite. Bringing your chest inward, bringing your gaze downward while lifting your thoracic spine towards the ceiling. Inhale, lowering the belly, lifting the heart. Good, and on the exhale, just curving that spine like a cat on Halloween for some flexion. Good, exhale, lowering it down for extension of the spine. Good, we're gonna do one more like that. Inhaling. Exhaling. Good. And then on your next inhale, I think I said 2 more, so last one here. Exhale down. Good. And then just coming into a neutral tabletop position. Your back is going to be flat. Your navel is just resting gently. Good. And this next movement or pose, we're going to thread the needle. So just reaching your right arm up to the sky, maybe bring your gaze up. If it doesn't feel good for your neck, you don't have to take that gaze up. And on the exhale, you're gonna bring the arm behind that left arm with the arm on the left side, kickstanding. And just breathe here. If this feels comfortable, it doesn't feel comfortable for you, or if you just want to take a little bit deeper, you can just bring it around the other arm or behind your lower back for just a gentle twist and heart opener. Another option is just bringing that left arm out. So just play around with whatever variation feels good for you. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. And on your next inhale, you're going to just return that left arm to wherever you started. And if you already left it there, that's fine. Inhaling, breathing in, reaching that arm up, and exhaling, bringing it back to your tabletop position. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Maybe your gaze goes with it, maybe it doesn't. On the exhale, thread the needle. And just use that right arm to help yourself stay in balance here. It can be quite an awkward pose. Whatever you did with the right hand or your left hand earlier, you want to just do the same with your right. So if you want to bring it behind your back or out in front of you, choose whatever makes most sense for you, given your body. Everybody is different. So honor what your body's calling for, not what you think you need because of what you've seen other people do. Good. And then on your next inhale, you're going to bring that right hand back to where you started. Exhale out. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, hands come back down, tabletop position. All right. Let's do some head and neck rolls now. If the full neck roll does not feel good for you, given whatever is going on, you can always just do a look left, look right, a look up and look down. Just do whatever makes most sense for you and your body. This is your sacred time. with no judgment. Just love. Good. And then on this next inhale, we're going to reach our right hand up and our left foot back. So bird dog pose, we're going to flex the foot, extending the leg. And we're just going to bring our gaze just to the front of our mat. So flexing the foot brings the toes down toward the mat and the pelvis to look forward to the mat. So this helps us to stay in alignment and safe. Shoulders stacked over the wrist, and thus the elbow also stacked over the wrist. Good, and just breathe here for another 2 breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Last one. Good. And then gently bringing that right hand down, that left knee down. We're going to go to the other side. So we're going to reach our left hand forward, our right foot back, and just breathe here. Inhaling and exhaling. By flexing the foot in the back, we're helping us to remain balanced as that extended leg and that flexed foot helps to engage our core and thus keep us in a balanced pose. Same thing for making sure that our shoulders and our elbows are stacked over our wrist to help us remain in this pose. You're doing great, everyone. Just breathe here for one more breath. Inhale through the nose. Good, and on the exhale, slowly bring everything back down to the mat into your tabletop position. Great. Inhaling through the nose and exhale, open mouth, sigh it out. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to tuck the toes and come up to our first downward facing dog of the day. Bending the knees, walking our dog. Inhaling and exhaling. Really giving our ankles some more love here. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. And then finding some stillness, pressing our fingers into the mat, reaching our hips ever higher, and just breathe here in our downward facing dog. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to slowly rise our heels up, and on the exhale, we're going to walk our feet to our hands at the front of the mat. Letting the head and neck gently relax. Exhale. Inhale, lifting the chest and the heart. Halfway lift. Maybe your hands come just below your knees if that feels better for you. And then exhale, forward fold. Just gently release everything to the mat. Releasing all the effort and become at ease in Paschimottanasana. Your navel attempts to touch your thighs and just breathe. The objective is not to touch your toes here. It's really just to reach your navel and your chest closer to your thighs and quadricep muscles, that top part just above the knee, the big muscle of your legs. And breathe here. Releasing it all all that you hold in your body, all that you hold in your mind, so that your spirit can feel at peace. On the next inhale, I want you to just slowly rise vertebra by vertebra. Bringing the navel into your spine to protect that lower back. Good. Inhaling, rising the chest and the heart. Bringing your hands to touch at the top. Good. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Good. And breathe here. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth. Good. From your tabletop position, just going ahead and closing the eyes, bringing yourself back to the intention that you set for yourself. Good. We're going to just go into a modified sun salutation A. Inhale, I'm going to lift the arms back up. Slight back bend here. And then on the exhale, we're going to just bow it down and breathe. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway once more. Exhale, step that right foot back. If you need to get a bolster or a blanket to just cushion your knee down, you can. Inhale, reach the arms up for low Anjayanasana, low runner's lunge modification here. Good, and breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Letting the sun salutation A be a moving prayer. Following the warmth in your fascia. Feeling that fascia by noticing wherever you're bringing warmth here within your body. So perhaps that's in your right thigh. Perhaps that's in your left thigh. Just notice where you might be feeling the warmth in your fascia as you breathe here in your Anjayanasana. Good. On the next inhale, we're going to bring our hands back to frame the foot. Step that foot back and coming into our downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. And then on the next inhale, bringing your knees down and coming into child's pose. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in and breathing out. We're going to do that same thing, left side this time. And just breathe here. On your next inhale, coming up to downward facing dog. Exhale. On the next inhale, walking the feet to your hands at the front of the mat. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let it all go. Noticing if you're getting a little bit deeper now into your second forward fold here. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. On your next inhale, reverse one, dive your arms up, vertebra by vertebra. Inhale. Good. And exhale, hands come to heart center once more. Inhale, reach the arms up, reverse your prayer. And then on the exhale, bow it down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands come down and stepping that left foot back this time. Lowering down the left knee, patting it if you need with your blanket or your bolster. Inhale, reach the hands up high to the sky. Relax the shoulders down. Remembering here that in any of our, or most of our poses, we're going to stack the knee over our ankles and focus here on feeling the warmth of the fascial lines. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Just noticing what's happening for you here in your body. Noticing here what's happening for you within your mind and your breath, which is linked to, of course, your spirit. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. On your next inhale, reach the hands up high, and on the exhale, frame the foot. Step that foot back, your tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Rounding the spine in your child's pose to relax. Perhaps you bring the hands behind you closer to your feet, allowing your forehead to gently rest onto the mat. Breathing here for one more inhale and one more exhale. Good. On your next inhale, you're going to bring yourself back up to tabletop, tucking your toes for your downward facing dog. Just breathing in and breathing out. Good. On your next inhale, you're going to bring the heels off the mat and exhale, coming to the front of the mat. Once more. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, slowly forward fold here. Inhale, rise up slowly and mindfully. Hands come to touch at the top. Exhale, just gently allowing the shoulders to drop. Inhale, reaching up, and on the exhale, and just come over here into our standing banana pose. But this is our moon pose. Just breathing. Finding whatever you need for your neck here in this position. Really extending your right rib cage over, contracting the left rib cage for this pose. Good. Inhale, reaching the arms up to receive the power of the spirit here. Exhale, hands come back together, grabbing the alternate wrist. So I'm grabbing my left wrist here. Inhale, reaching the hands up, and exhaling, bringing yourself over to the right side this time. Expanding that left side of your body. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling out of the mouth. Good. On your next inhale, reach the arms up high to the sky. Good. And on the exhale, bringing the hands down and then slowly bowing down here. Forward fold. Bending the knees here if that feels comfortable for you. If you prefer to bring your opposite hands to elbows, opposite elbows, you can do that. or just ragdoll it, let everything go. So just choose whatever feels best for you and your body. I'm opting in for ragdoll with a little side to side movement to release any of the tension in my lower back. Breathing in and breathing out. Good, and then slowly just making my way into just a forward fold here. Just breathing and being in your forward fold, allowing all of your body to just relax here. Good. And on your next inhale, you're going to slowly bring yourself up once more to your mountain pose. Inhaling, hands come to touch at the top. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Good. And again, not locking the knees, but just noticing some micro bend. But then again, your body might be different from mine, so just choose what makes you feel good in your body right now. Feeling rooted with the spine long, navel to the spine, just gently. Not trying to overdo it. Building your temple steady, strong, yet grounded here in this pose. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to come into chair pose. So bring your big toes to touch on the inhale. Good. And exhale out. Inhale, lower the hips. Lift the hands up. Maybe your toes come off the mat if that feels good for you. And just breathe here in your chair pose. Inhaling and exhaling. Feeling the fire in your thighs and the fascia warming around the knees and perhaps the hips here. Maybe if you want to bring your hands to your hips, you can. If it feels better to put the block between your thighs, go for it. That'll just bring your feet a little further apart. So just feel here as you breathe. Just going to go for another 3 breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. 2 more. Last one. Good. Good. And on your next inhale, reaching yourself down to a forward fold into this pose. Good. On your next inhale, you're going to slowly rise up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. All right, so from here, we're going to come into Virabhadrasana 2. So we're just going to step our left foot back and noticing where we place our heels. So we should be in heel to heel alignment. And of course, again, making sure that our knee is stacked over the ankle on that right side, and then bringing our hands up, steady and strong here in our Virabhadrasana. Warrior 2. Good. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling out of the mouth. Really making sure that all of our toes are on the mat, firmly planted. Reaching our knees slightly back towards the windows. And just being strong in your warrior 2 here. Allowing that back toe to gently rest onto the mat and help us in this pose, standing strong, and breathe. Inhale and exhale. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to come into extended side angle. So just gently allowing the arm to rest a few inches above the knee. Exhale. Inhale, extend that left arm over your head and just breathe here. Again, it's not dumping your chest and your upper body into your leg. Rather, it's gently bringing that forearm to gently press the flesh away, bringing that knee further back, feeling that fascia warmth in your inner thighs here, and then feeling that fascia warmth and all those fascial lines from your head all the way down that left back foot. And breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Feeling that fascia warmth all the way down from the knee to the right foot. Good. And on your next inhale, making your way back up to your downward facing dog. And on this next inhale, you're going to cartwheel your hands forward, bringing your back heel up, and then reaching yourself into low runner's lunge. Exhale, stepping that foot back. Good. And coming into your plank pose. And your plank pose, just hold here. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, reach the hips high, downward facing dog. And breathe here. Good. On your next inhale, you're going to step that left foot up to your left side here of Virabhadrasana 2. And I'm going to do this on the other side so you can see me here, just as we were before. And this is just on your left side. So just breathe here, inhaling and exhaling, feeling strong in this warrior 2. Maybe even say, I am strong, I am confident, and I am enough. And just breathe and smile, knowing you are enough, knowing your body is here for you, and you are here for it. And God is within this temple. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out of the mouth. Good. Noticing your alignment, making sure the knee is not too far up, not so far back, but just right over that ankle. Good. Inhale, lower that forearm down to your thigh, or really just right above that knee. Extending that right arm forward. Good. And maybe bringing your gaze up if that feels good for you. If it doesn't, just look straight forward at me and smile and know I'm smiling back at you. And breathe here in this extended side angle, which really is our peak pose today. Because you can really start to feel all the fascial lines throughout your body, from head to toe in this pose. So just notice again that warmth on this side. Good. And on your next inhale, making your way back up to your strong warrior 2. And on the exhale, we're going to kick that back right foot up, coming into our low runner's lunge here. Stepping that foot back, coming into our high plank pose. Breathing in 1, 2, 3. Last time I started with 2, going to 4, but you know it's the same now. So inhaling on that next one, coming up to your downward facing dog, and just breathe here in your downward facing dog for a few breaths, inhaling and exhaling, not trying to change anything, just noticing where you are right here and now in your practice. Good. So here from our downward facing dog, we are going to bring our right foot up in between our hands for low runner's lunge again. Good. And on the exhale, we're going to come back to our warrior two, but this time we're going to just straighten out our leg. For some of us, maybe that means a micro bend in the front leg. Maybe it means to extend fully. You choose what's right and best for you. You may want to bring your hands to your hips on the inhale, and on the exhale, just shift your attention and your body towards that inner right thigh as we slowly make our way down into a triangle. So I like to bring a block here for triangle. So use whatever blocks you need at the height in which you need it. I'm a bit tight here today after a hard workout with the weights. So just honoring what your body needs right now, not expecting it to do all the things that it might normally do when you're feeling a bit more longer rather than stronger or tighter. Good. And just breathe here, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth. For this pose, you may want to bring your gaze down to look at your toes. That helps me to reach my inner thighs closer in. And then reaching my hand further up helps me to keep this left side of my body into this tighter triangle pose. Good. And then on your next inhale, you're going to just remove the block, coming back up to your warrior two. And then exhale, bringing it to frame the foot. Step that foot back into your downward facing dog. Good. On your next inhale, reach that left foot up, coming into your warrior two on this side. I'm going to turn around so you can see me here on my left side. Good. Inhale, straighten out that front knee. Good. Exhale, shift that right hip back and slowly start to make your way gently onto your left side here. Maybe you bring your hand to your shin, which then activates and reaches that chest forward as you reach your arm and heart towards the sky. Breathing in and breathing out. Using a block if you need it to help you here. Inhaling and exhaling. Maybe bringing your gaze to look down, just honoring your body and any ailments that you might have. For me, with my neck, putting too much tension into my neck. Good. And on the next inhale, you're going to just come back to your warrior two and exhale. Inhale, start to frame that front foot, bringing that right heel up, stepping that left foot back, holding in your plank position. 2, 3, 4, lowering down your knees, lowering down your chest, child's pose. Maybe you have some time, you want to give yourself a little bit of water. Maybe you wipe some of your sweat off. We're going to start bringing this practice down We're going to come into our lunar phase, more calming, cooling phase of our practice. So on your next inhale, just making your way up to a seated position. Perhaps for you, you are in your front of the mat, or maybe you want to come just as I am on the long part of your mat. You can grab a strap if you'd like. We're coming into Janu Shirsasana. And then I'm going to wrap this strap around the balls of my feet. So that place where we typically need to strike when we are running, if we're runners here. And then the left foot is just going to come in. Good. On your next inhale, you're going to reach your hands to hold that strap. And you're going to rotate your chest forward on the inhale. And on the exhale, you're going to slowly start to just create some nice flexion in your spine, or extension. And the objective here is not to touch our toes, but again, just like in the forward fold, we're trying to get our navel close to our thighs. And just breathe here and feel those fascia lines running from our hips all the way down to our ankles in this right leg. Two more breaths here. Last one. Good, and let's just change sides. Coming into that left side. On the inhale, wrapping that strap around that left foot with the balls of the foot. And then on your next inhale, we're going to frame our shoulders towards that left leg. Taking an inhale with the rise of the chest on this next one. And on the exhale, we're going to just reach our hands closer towards our feet with the strap. Extending our spine. Lengthening our shoulders back. And just feeling all the warmth running from that left hip down to the backs of that left knee, and then all the way to our left ankles. And breathe. Two more here. Last one. And on your next inhale, you're going to reach your chest up and bringing your feet in now for butterfly pose. Or of course, we call it Baddha Konasana in Sanskrit. Just breathe here. Trying to just get into those inner thighs, those muscles that protect our pelvis. And just breathe as we lengthen our spine. Exhale it out. Good. You're doing great. All right. On your next inhale, we're going to reach the feet out long towards the front of our mat here. Exhale. And then on the next inhale, we're going to reach the hands forward. And on the exhale, we're going to slowly make our way down onto the mat. We're going to come into bridge pose now. So just bringing your knees up. Exhale out, using your blocks if you need it. You want to make it a more restorative bridge, you can put it underneath your hips and your lower back at your sacrum. You don't have to do that if you want to make it more active. So just find what works best for you and your body here. I'm going to bring my hands to a gentle fist underneath my hips. I'm just going to breathe here, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth. Remembering that our yoga practice helps us to study who we are, to better understand our bodies, our mind, and our spirit, in search of our true selves. Releasing the bind if you have one. If you don't, just letting the block go to the side. And breathe in through the nose and breathe out of the mouth. Taking an option here for either happy baby with your peace fingers around your big toes, or if it feels better for you to come into a supine twist, I'm going to take that version because I haven't had a twist today in our practice. I'm going to bring my left knee into my chest, and on the exhale, I'm going to just bring that left leg across my right side of my body, extending my left arm out, trying to reach my left shoulder down, and then bringing my gaze over my right shoulder, and just enjoying this nice twist, releasing any of the tension in my lower back. Just also offer us an opportunity to detox our liver and let go of whatever is not serving us. Trying to just find 5 to 7 breaths here in your supine twist. Not trying to rush anything. And on your next inhale, bringing it back. This time I'm going to just bring both of my knees into my chest. Hug them in. Smile. Good. And on the exhale, I'm going to lower my left leg down, keeping my right knee into my chest. And on the exhale, I'm going to slowly reach my right leg across my left side body, and then reach my right arm out, trying to bring that right shoulder down onto the mat, and bringing my gaze across to my right side of my body. Anytime you have your hand, of course, on your legs, making sure it's just above the knee rather than on top of the knee to protect that knee. And once more, just trying to find 5 to 7 breaths here, at least, in the supine twist. And if you are done with happy baby, if you took that option instead, just feel free to find whatever final pose you need before Shavasana, or just coming into your Shavasana a bit earlier than myself or others who are opting for the supine twist. And on your next inhale, reaching that right knee back into your chest, bringing that left knee up to meet the right fetal position. Getting tight in this fetal position, maybe scrunching up your face. Taking a deep breath in, and exhale, let it all go for Shavasana. Now, if Shavasana, traditional Shavasana, isn't right for you because of whatever ailment you might have or injury, just feel free to find what works best for you. Or if you're expecting, of course, once you're in the second or third trimester, you need to be in a modified side laying child's pose with a bolster between your legs typically. So just find whatever works right for you and your body right here, right now, and breathe and be. Letting it all go. You've worked hard to study your mind and your body, which leads to greater self-awareness, in my view, greater spirituality and connection to the source, that which I call God. And just breathe and be here. Inhaling and exhaling normally. And perhaps during the Shavasana time, you come back to your intention when your mind starts to wander. Or if taking a body scan quietly in your mind works best for you, just start with the toes and make your way all the way up to the tops of your head. And just breathe. Not trying to change anything, but noticing. Without judgment. What's going on for you right here, right now. Just staying in this pose for 7 minutes at least. But you can also stay here for 10. Whatever works best for you. This practice is for you. This body, this breath is yours. Your body is your temple. It's your prayer mat. It's not a project. It's a part of this beautiful journey as divine beings living a human experience. Let go of trying. Let go of fixing. And just listen. Listen deeply for what you need. Your breath is enough. You are enough. And when you're ready, start to wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. If you want to remain here for longer, you may. And on your inhale, reaching your hands just above the head, extending your spine long. And on the exhale, bringing the knees into the chest for spinal flexion. Good. And breathe here. And on your next inhale, coming onto your favorite side. For me, I'm coming onto my left side for the feminine, right side for more masculine. Just honoring this transition, honoring your practice and who you are. And on your next inhale, making your way up to a seated position. Bringing your hands to heart center, closing the eyes if that feels comfortable for you. Taking a moment to acknowledge what you've just done for yourself, thanking yourself for showing up to your practice on this sacred mat that is for you and for your personal growth. Bowing your head to your heart. Your body is the temple of the living spirit. Honor it, listen to it, and return to it with reverence. Inspired by 1 Corinthians chapters 6 and 19, and the yogic teachings of ahimsa and embodiment, as well as svadhyaya, your self-awareness practice. Bringing your hands to that third eye, that place of intuition. The light in me bows to the sacred in you. Namaste.